Hare Krishna. Welcome all of you in Bhakti Shastri class, Nectar of Devotion, chapter 15. So we are seeing now um, spontaneous devotional service, right? So examples of spontaneous devotional service can be easily seen in Krishna's direct association in in Vrindavan. So there are two types of devotional practices, devotional service. What is that? First is sadhana bhakti. Second is raganuga. So Raganuga Bhakti we can find in Vrindavan, where the spontaneous dealings of the residents of Vrindavan in relationship with Krishna, that is called Raganuga. In Sadhana Bhakti, we have to follow the rules and regulations inspired by the Vedic instructions and the instructions of Guru. Sadhaka performs devotional practices. But in Vrindavan, they don't have to tell anything. They are naturally inspired to love Krishna. They have particular relationship with him. That's why it is said Raganuga. So that this spontaneous attitude is called Raganuga Bhakti. Spontaneous. So Rup Goswami defines Raganuga Bhakti as spontaneous attraction for something while completely absorbed in that thoughts with an intense desire of love. Spontaneous attraction for something while completely absorbed in the thoughts in it with an intense desire of love. That is Raganuga Bhakti. So further, Raganuga is also Bhakti can be found in two categories: sensual attraction, and other is a relationship. So Narad Muni to Yudhishthir Maharaj first he gives the entire understanding about how Raganuga, person can be in Raganuga attitude with Krishna. So there are various devotees who first become attracted to personality of Godhead for purpose of sense gratification. For being, there are various categories. First, for sense gratification. From being envious of him, out of fear of him, out of desiring to associate affectionate with him. And ultimately, these attractions become freed from all material contamination. So, fear is seen in the eye of Kamsa, or you can see Shishupal. Then, now it is lust, it is said, but we'll discuss this particular lust. So, Kama, Dveshat, Bhayat, Krodhat. So, Kamat means lust. Dveshat means envy. Krodhat, anger. And Kama, Dveshat, Bhayat. It's out of fear. So, out of this, one can constantly think about Krishna. Constantly. So, according to definition, he is attracted in the sense he is continuously thinking about, absorbed in the thoughts. That is Raganuga. So all these are the emotions in which one can become Krishna conscious in the sense, one way. And gradually what happens? Because he is attracted to Krishna, all his material contaminations gets, they are wiped out. It is removed. And then he gradually worships, he gradually develops spiritual love and achieve the ultimate goal of life. Till here it is good. Now, if now Kama Dvesha, so Kama means the sense the gopis think about him. The gopis are attracted to Krishna because, as just like we see, young man and young boy and young girl, they are attracted to each other. But their attraction to Krishna is not on the ground of sex, lust. That we have to understand. And because we have seen in material circumstances, material sphere, the wanting to love a boy and girl, it is like iron. iron. And the attraction between the, now we'll further go ahead, that even though anybody gets attracted to Krishna in Madhurya form, so that is a pure love, like a gold. So Kama is, it is attraction between, material attraction between boy and girl, and spiritual attraction is like gold. Further, we'll think uh, discuss about detail about anybody can get attracted to Krishna like that in Madhurya. But now the point comes that if Kamsa, Shishupal, out of envy, get attracted to Krishna, and gopis are naturally, spontaneously, favorably getting attracted to Krishna, and they are getting same result, that is something contradictory, isn't it? So it's not the exact thing. If Kamsa and Shishupal are getting liberated, means they are, at the most they can reach to the Brahman level. We know absolute truth is actually in three levels: Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. So Brahman is the first level we can see out of Brahmanda. Whatever we find is Brahman. There is no identity with the body, mind, intelligence, and ego. Only Atma, pure spirit soul. So he has no anxiety towards Jada. If anybody has body, means he has anxiety. Does it? All the troubles of body he has to undergo. But Brahmananda, they can get at the most. Who? Kamsa Shishupal. Those who are getting attracted to Krishna because their attitude is not favorable to service to Krishna, devotion. And but the devotees like Yudhishthir Maharaj, they are attracted to Krishna. They are serving favorably to, because there is affection towards Krishna. Well, he is my brother, he is my friend. Arjuna is a Sakha. So favorably he is attracted to Krishna. So that's why they go to, so gopis and favorable Yashoda in Vatsalya Ras, Sakha Ras, they are actually participating in the Leela in spiritual world. That is their liberation. So favorably, if we serve Krishna, then we reach to Golok planet, reach Golok planet. And out of this Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya, whichever rasa we are in, we have a Soru, Siddha Soru, that will attain. But Kamsa and Shishupal, whoever are, they are not favorably attracted to Krishna, they reach which planet? I mean, not planet, they reach the outer skirt of Golok. I mean, it is far away, they cannot have entry to Krishna's pastimes like that. Again, further, Rupa Goswami analyzes that affection for Yadus, if that is a platform on the friendship, then that is a spontaneous love. Yadus, there are different kinds of Yadus. But it is on the if it is on the platform of regulative principle, then it is not a spontaneous love. Are you getting? So affection comes to the spontaneous love, then it is counted as a category of pure devotional service. So few Yadus were like they were the demigods. They were told by Krishna that, oh, I am taking birth in a certain place. You just be there to assist me. So it is like a regulatory principle. Demigods come in a category of sadhaka, right? They are serving Krishna in whatever service they are getting, but they are not spontaneously attracted to Krishna. Because whenever we see Krishna comes, they offer worship, right? Prayers. That is not spontaneous. In the sense, Sakha and all what they do, Krishna is like us. So there is no awe and reverence, like that. So devotees are elevated to spiritual world, and others go to Brahman planet. I mean, Brahman effulgence. That's the main thing. Then we have Rupa Goswami gives an analogy, just like sun globe and sunshine. So sun rays are there, sunshine is there, that means sun has arisen. But those who are in sunshine, they cannot say that we have reached sun globe. To reach a sun globe is a different thing. Because to reach there, we have to have a particular temperature we should be able to survive. Sunshine we can tolerate because there is a distance. But to live within, in the sun planet, we have to have that kind of body. So similarly, we can see the Rupa Goswami said, if through jet plane we can go near to sun, but that doesn't mean they have entered the sun. So similarly, we are here. Those who are not got into jet plane, right? Those who are actually in jet plane means they are like Shishupal Kamsa, higher than us, but they have not reached the sun planet. For Bhakta, those who are actually liberated devotees, pure devotees, they reach sun globe. I mean, as this is the example. So if that is how Shishupal and Kamsa like people, they cannot be allowed to enter Golok Vrindavan. So now is a very interesting point. Just imagine, Prabhupada writes that the enemies of Kamsa, they go to Brahman effulgence, right? Because out of envy, they are spontaneously attracted to Krishna. Their destination is Brahman effulgence. Impersonally is what they do. Their destination is, they also say Krishna doesn't have any form. I mean, Lord doesn't have form. Lord is impersonal. So they also go where? Brahman. That means those who go to Brahman effulgence, they are also enemies of Krishna. out. So just name, you have named someone that, oh, here is impersonalist. But actually they are envious of Krishna because destination is same. Right? So classification, we can make it out that these impersonalists cannot tolerate the unparalleled opulence of the Lord. They try always to place themselves on the same level with Lord. That means envy. Why envy comes? Because we see, how can he has something? I should have also this. Or I'll pull him down to my level. That is envy. That so impersonalists have that kind of attitude. That's why they also reach to the Brahman, which even the enemies, demons also goes to the effulgence, Brahman. So it is said that in the battlefield of Mahabharata, whoever saw Krishna and left their bodies, they actually got liberated. तथैव चान्ये नरलोकवीरा यह आहवे कृष्ण मुखारविंदम. सो नेत्रे पिबंतो नयनाभिराम पार्थास्त्रपूतः पदम आगई. पार्थास्त्रपूत. So Partha Astra with the Partha means Arjuna's arrows, Puta means they become purified of all sin. And then Netre Pibanto, Nayanabhiram. So in that purified stage, they got attracted to Krishna's beautiful form. And that's why they got liberated. So they go to where? Brahman effulgence. Similarly, our impersonalists also go to Brahman effulgence. Now, one thing is there, that even impersonalists, if they are very truly following their principles, then Bahunam Janvanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapati Vasudeva Sarvamiti Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. Out of many lifetimes, some Gyanis, these are the impersonalists, they can become devotees. When they actually understand Vasudevam Sarvamit. Oh, no. Actually, Vasudeva is the main thing. I mean, that we should surrender to. Then they can actually become eligible to do bhakti and then go to spiritual planet, Golok. Like that. So now our Rupa Goswami says the lusty attitude of the gopis does not refer to any sort of sex indulgence. It is referred to the devotee's particular attitude of association with Krishna. So that attraction is so every devotee has his in his perfectional stage has spontaneous attraction to the Lord. So they have conjugal attraction. That is lusty. It is sometimes called lusty desire of the devotee. The lust is the devotee's excessive desire to serve the Lord. What is the lust here? Laulyam we can call lust here. Excessive desire to serve the Lord in particular capacity. So such a desire may seem to be a desire of enjoying the Lord, but actually the endeavor is to serve the Lord in the capacity. So gopis do not decorate themselves to get, to get what you call enjoyment from Krishna. They want to decorate themselves so that Krishna becomes happy by seeing them. So there is a attitude of giving Krishna happiness, not getting happiness from Krishna. In material world, why the sex attraction is called iron lust? Because every person wants enjoyment from other party. Boy wants from girl, girl wants from boy. That is what it is, the mundane sex. But there, the conjugal lust is they want to give happiness to Krishna. In that particular spontaneous attraction, conjugal love. Or same thing is like our boyfriend. So they also serve the Lord in their own capacity. How? Just to, control the cows in pasturing ground in so many ways, like that. So extreme desire to serve the Lord is manifest in the transcendental land of Braja, specifically manifested among the gopis, right? So there is a much discussion given here. So why gopis love is not mundane lust? Because great devotees like Uddhava, who has nothing to do with any mundane sex, they glorify gopis. Oh, your attraction is so spiritual. I cannot even imagine. Mahaprabhu, who is sannyasi, strict order, he glorifies that there is the only method, there is no better method of worshipping Krishna than that conceived by the gopis. You should follow gopis. Now, who is saying? A sannyasi, renounce order. If it is a mundane sex, they would have never ever talked about it. Uddhava, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like that. So that's why we have to understand it is not an ordinary lusty desire. It is a higher rasa. Unless one is fully situated in the transcendental position in relationship of the gopis with Krishna, it is very difficult to understand it. That's why everybody is confused. Why you are worshipping Krishna who is doing immoral activity? They think. Because they cannot understand it. Because you have to reach to that particular transcendental position. That there is no want of anything from Krishna. It is to give. So that's why the Krishna's relationship with the gopis are actually misinterpreted like ordinary sex in the material. So ordinary people, what they do, who cannot understand the transcendental nature of love affairs of Gopi and Krishna, they take it for granted that Krishna's love and affairs are mundane transactions. On the other hand, lusty desire of Kubja. Now, Kubja was also attracted to Krishna, but she actually had the desire to enjoy Krishna. So that is what Rupa Goswami says, that it is that desire attraction was almost lusty desire, in the sense that she was actually attracted to Krishna and through the sex desire, in the sense, because Krishna made her so beautiful. So naturally that tendency came to her, and Then she got purified. So her love towards Krishna cannot be compared to the love of the gopis. So it is said, Kama Praya. It is almost like love of Krishna. Gopis have never, just like Narad Muni went to everybody, that, oh, Krishna has headache. So give pure devotee. If anybody, any devotee gives dust of his lotus feet, then Krishna's headache will go. None of the rishis, nobody gave. But when he approached gopis, they said, take. They said, hey, what you doing? If you do that, you will, your residence will be in hell. They said, don't worry. Even if we can give Krishna one moment of relief from the headache, we can live eternally in hell. That is Raganuga. That is the high peak of Raganuga. There is no want of anything because others said, oh, we cannot do that. We will go to hell. So it is actually a thought that where I will go, what will happen to me, my enjoyment or my enjoyment will stop. The gopis never thought like because there is no rules and regulation. They have a natural love towards Krishna. That's it. Krishna is God. They don't mind it. Are you getting me? They just want to. They want to please Krishna. They want to make Krishna happy. So Krishna consciousness means Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Rucha. So we have to serve Krishna to make him happy. Irrespective of we are getting happiness or not. That should not be a criteria that oh, in return I should also be happy. That is bhakti. Somebody raise hand. Chat. You can ask question in the end, Lata Mataji. Write down the question. Chapter number 16. Or you can write the question in a chat. Spontaneous devotion further described. Chapter number 16. Relationship. Now here a relationship of Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda is described. That factually no one can become father and mother of Krishna. But devotee's possession of such transcendental feelings is called love of Krishna in parental relationship. So we can aspire that if somebody has Vatsalya parental attraction towards Krishna, that, oh, one day I may be able to love Krishna the way Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda did, or I want to serve him like them. Nobody can do let me be like Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda, or somebody. Let me take birth as Nanda Maharaj. Nobody can become Nanda Maharaj and Yashoda. Jiva cannot be. But we can aspire just like other gopis, they wanted to serve Krishna like Yashoda. So Krishna fulfilled their desire. He became Krishna, he became their son. He actually transformed himself into each gopa, and then the parents actually have served Krishna, mother and father. But nobody can become actually Krishna's mother and father. So it is found in denizens of Dwarka also, and Vrishni and Vrindavan. These three places we can find the parental attraction, parental affection for Krishna. Now it is written, what is the eligibility for spontaneous devotional service? Person desiring to follow the footstep of eternal devotees of the Lord, like Krishna and Vrindavan, that is also called Raganuga devotees, which means that they are trying to attain to the perfection of those devotees. That means it is a sadhaka level. So they try to follow in their footsteps, Nanda and Yashoda. There is a gradual development of ambition to become like a particular devotee, and this activity is called Raga. So we must always remember that it is not possible to reach to that particular stage unless we do anartha nivrutti. So last our chapter is chapter number 19, in which we are devotional service in pure love of God. There we are going to see Ado Shraddha Tata Sadhu Sangha, Vadan Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhav, Prem. So these are the levels we have to cross. Our Shraddha should become Prem. The fragile Shraddha, meager Shraddha becomes condensed love towards Krishna. Why? How? Because by serving Krishna, we become, we achieve our eternal position. In the sense, we remove all the unwanted things which we have accepted. Anartha, we remove that. Anartha nivrutti. And then Nishtha to prema, any the small traces of this all material desires, that also get washed up when we do intense bhakti. So, without anartha nivritti, we cannot achieve these kind of stages. When one is actually spontaneously attracted to loving principles of gopis, there will be no trace of any mundane contamination in his character. So why it is been said? Because there are few people like Prakrit Sahajiya, right? What they do, there is a Siddha Pranali, one process is followed by a class of men who are not very authorized, who have manufactured their own way of devotional service. They imagine that they have become associates of Lord simply by thinking of themselves like that. Like, oh, I am Nanda Maharaj. It is Prakrit Sahaji. They dress like Nanda Maharaj. They'll dress like gopis. Have you seen Sahajiyas? They dress like gopis and they say, ah, we are gopis. But that is a pseudo sect, so-called Vaishnava. Such activities are simply disturbances to the standard way of devotional service. So we should not do that because anartha nivritti has not happened. You cannot go to the purified stage with the contamination. Suppose in a very posh party is there, and one, I mean, somebody has taken, what do you call that? Oh, desi daru, full. and, and he dresses himself like very first class, the same, whatever the dress code is there, and he starts going in, embracing everybody. What will happen? Because he will open his mouth, everybody will understand kya hoga. He is full. The contamination is, are you getting me? So that kind of, or the culture, if you are not knowing the culture, again the shock will. And anartha nivritti means we are not, that is not our second nature to act spontaneously attracted to Krishna. So as the time passes, we'll come back to our square to back, material activity, contamination. That will be exposed. So Prakrit Sahaja are exposed. After they're doing all natak of start and crying and everything, then they take bidi. I mean, they want intoxication. So how can you require this particular thing if you are very, I mean, you are absorbed in thought of Krishna, still you need such kind of intoxication. That itself says that you are not actually on that platform. So it is said one should actually go to and Vrindavan and physically be present in Brajabhumi, take one guide in the sense, and under their guidance one can actually develop this particular attraction to Krishna. But right now in Kali Yuga, we are actually doing the same thing because the Guru Shishya Parampara in Gaudiya Vaishnava. So Radharani is there. I mean, who is there? So our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is who? Radharani herself. I mean, now came as a Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this particular way, we are following the same pattern in the sense we are following Brajavasi. So under the guidance of Brajavasi only, we can become do Raganuga Bhakti. You can come to that stage. So one can meditate anywhere upon living in that situation. So we are now in Mumbai, but we can meditate to live in Vrindavan under the guidance of Brajavas. Understand? Our Guru Maharaj. So Guru Shishya Parampara makes it authorized that wherever you are, Moravan Vrindavan. So Prabhupada went to West America, but he said, I am in Vrindavan. I mean, since my thoughts, I'm actually in Vrindavan. Right? So devotee who is actually advanced in Krishna consciousness, who is constantly engaged in devotional service, should not manifest himself even though he has attained perfection. So it is this is one thing. We should never expose ourselves as, oh, I have achieved this. I have chanted 192 rounds, or I have done this. We should actually live like a neophyte devotee. As long as we have material body, we should never expose our spiritual position. It should be gupt, right? So, oh, I have achieved a friendship towards Krishna. So no need to expose it. Or I am conjugal, I have achieved that. So this is the warning. When one realizes his actual position in relation with the Lord, he can, along with his discharging a regulative principle, think within himself of the Lord under the guidance of particular associates of Lord and develop his transcendental sentiments in the following associates. So the point is, even though you are purified, suppose you have a spontaneous attraction toward Krishna, still you follow regulative principles. Right? So yad yad acharati shrestha tat tat evetaro. Sayat pramanam kurute lokastat anuvartat. So if the person starts acting like a Raganuga Bhakta, everyone will start following him in a uh, contaminated state. So better what we have to do, follow the regulations. So people will follow, okay, we have to follow regulations. That is the Acharya's work. Although he internally he relishes his position, he is purified. That everybody has to do. Otherwise, Sahajivism will infiltrate into the devotional circle. In iskcon also this has happened. When Prabhupada was here, the Gopi cult, Gopi, what is that? Gopi Bhav Club was started. That, oh, few people said, oh, now we have gone, we have read everything now. We can separately talk about Krishna and Das Leela, and develop that particular attitude. Prabhupada rejected that. This is all nonsense. Right? So you cannot immediately jump to that particular. Follow the regulations. Otherwise, it is pseudo-surgery. Conjugal love again. So, devotional service following in the footsteps of gopis. So, either in Vrindavan or the queens of Dwarka. They are called devotional service in conjugal love. Now, there are two categories in conjugal love. One is indirect conjugal love and the other is direct. In both categories, one has to follow particular gopi who is engaged in such service in Golokunda. To be directly attached to the Supreme Personality of Godhead in conjugal love is technically called Keli. There's a particular technical word. This Keli performance means to directly join the Supreme Personality of Godhead. There are other devotees who do not wish to directly contact with the Supreme Person, but who wish the conjugal love of loving affairs of the Lord with the gopis. What? Who relish in the sense they hear, meditate. They want to hear or to meditate, not directly participate in in relationship with the Krishna. There are two categories. Such devotees enjoy simply by hearing the activities of the Lord. So these are the two categories. Okay. So this conjugal love, this kind of attraction will happen when one is already engaged in following the regulative principles of devotional service scrutinizingly. Then he will reach to that particular stage. Hearing. Because what happened? Shrunvatam swakatha Krishna punya shravana kirtana Hridayasto hi avadrani vidhunoti shurusata. When we constantly hear, is like cleaning our heart. Shrunotam swakatham Krishna punya shravana kirtana. It's a very purifying process. Hridaya antosto hi avadrani. So avadra, our hridaya is full of contamination material. Vidhunoti. Dhunoti means cleanses. Vidhunoti means Vishesha Rupena Dhunoti. So Krishna personally actually comes within our heart and he actually helps us to clean our heart. Vidhunoti who Suhrut Sata. Because he is Suhrut. He is the best well-wisher of everyone. Devotee Sata. He is a friend of devotee. So if we hear constantly the pastimes of Krishna, that way we will get attracted to Krishna's pastime. So example is given. Now it's very interesting that this development of conjugal love for Krishna can be manifest in anyone, woman and man also. Because we say we are Purusha, but actually there is only one Purusha. That is Krishna. So in the Dandakaranya forest, when Lord Rama went, so all the rishis, they became so attracted to Lord Ram in a conjugal love. So Lord Ram said, didn't say anything, he accepted it. But he said, we'll fulfill it in my next incarnation. Are you getting me? So they wanted to embrace Lord. But later these sages appeared in Golok Vrindavan and some of the they became gopis. And then in Rasalila, they could actually attain the perfection of spiritual life. So it is the right there. So conjugal love is also divided into two classifications, namely conjugal love as a husband and wife and conjugal love as a lover and beloved. So in Dwarka, basically the first conjugal love is there. In Vrindavan, second time. Like that. So we should not carefully, however, we should note carefully, however, that the conjugal love of Krishna, either as gopi or as queen, is not limited only to women. Even a man can develop such sentiment. So in Mahakurma Puran, it said, great sages who were the sons of fire gods rigidly followed the regulative principle in their desire to have conjugal love for Krishna. As such, in their next life, they were able to associate with the Lord, the origin of all creation, who is known as Vasudev, Krishna, and all of them got him as their husband. So like that. Now, parenthood or friendship. So, devotees who are attracted to Krishna as parents or as friends should follow in the footsteps of Nanda Maharaj or Subala. Parenthood, Nanda Maharaj, Subala is the best friend of Krishna. So, there are two varieties in that. One method is that one may try to become the father of the Lord directly, but it is not recommended. Other is that one may follow Nanda Maharaj and cherish the ideal of being Krishna's father. Okay. This development can become polluted with Mayavad philosophy if you try to become father of like Nanda Maharaj, father of Krishna. So Mayavad is actually they think that they themselves are Krishna. And if one thinks that he himself has become Nanda Maharaj, then his parental love will become contaminated with the Mayavad. Right? In the Skanda Puran, there is a story that an old man residing in Hastinapur, who desired Krishna as his beloved son. This old man was instructed by Narada to follow in the footsteps of Nanda Maharaj, and then he achieved success. Like that. So, like later Pushti Mark. So, there is a statement in Narad view of Stava that persons who are always engaged in thinking of the Lord as their husband, friend, father, or well-wisher are always worshipable by everyone. This spontaneous love for Krishna can be developed only by the special mercy of Krishna or by the special mercy of pure devotee. This process of devotional service is sometimes called pushti marg. Pushti means nourishing. Marga means path. Such a development of sentiment nourishes devotional service to the highest standard. That it is called path of nourishment or pushti marg. The Vallabha Sampradaya, which belongs to the Vaishnavism sect of Vaishnava religion, worships Krishna in this pushti marg. Generally, devotees in Gujarat worship Balakrishna under his heading, under this heading of pushti marg. So these are the we have seen conjugal and parental and friendship. Now 17, ecstatic love. Now, at the process of executing regulative devotional service, one is actually elevated to the transcendental stage. अरे उसको बोलो जरा ओए भाई आवाज मत कर तो उठ के उसको बोलो चलो बड़ा बाहर तुम बोल हाँ so we know that by following the regulative principle the our neophyte devotee become madhyam adhikari then he becomes uttam adhikari so we have to constantly follow the regulative principle and then our heart becomes pure uh, and then ecstatic love can manifest in our heart. Spontaneously the devotee becomes eager to serve the Lord in his ecstatic love. At this stage a devotee is on the platform of uttam adhikari. So in this platform there is no agitation from material affection and is not interested he is only interested in service of Radha Krishna. Uttam adhikari has no separate life. Okay, his 24 hours is serving Krishna. He's Krishna's. Uttamadhikari is like sannyasi, you know. Vasudevas Kutumbakam. Is only every minute is to serve Krishna. Like that. Now, the we have seen Anartha Nivritti after that. So understand this particular thing. We will start from here itself. Ado Shraddha means we have started to understand, oh, this is a very attractive person. Krishna is there. I like his kirtan. I like his form. I like his devotees. This is a one simple step towards Krishna's devotional service. We have started Ado Shraddha. When we are attracted to any part of devotional practice, Krishna sends devotee in our life. Sadhu Sangha, right? And what Sadhu Sangha happened? When Sadhu Sangha happened, immediately our bhajan kriya start. Either they give you book or mala, prasad, you know, do ये mala karo, padho, idhar aao, class suno, so that our bhajan kriya starts. And then with bhajan kriya, we start developing more faith in Krishna. Okay? Oh, actually, I am not part of this material world. I belong to Krishna. But still, there is a our existential responsibilities. Oh, no, I have to do this. So with the anartha nivritti, with watering that particular small faith, which is growing now, Bhakti Lata Bij, Guru Krishna Prasada Bhai, Bhakti Lata Bij, then it sprouts, it grows. Before anartha nivritti, there is all possibility that the growth of this plant can be stunted by the storms in the material world. Anything can happen. Impersonalistic attack or sense gratification, allurements, or aparad to the devotees, mostly. So then we have to protect it actually by strong sadhu sangha and the attitude of Vaishnava seva and refraining us from offending any devotee and very uh, eagerly wanting to progress, laulyam. Then our anartha nivritti, and for that we read the Shastra. We take shelter of scriptures where we have several examples of The devotees growth. How the people have become devotees, they have perfected their life. So that inspires us to follow in their footsteps. And then once a sufficient another nivritti happens, what happens? The sprout, the sapling becomes a tree, which is now strongly rooted. Now even the storm comes, it stays. That is nishtasti. Still he has sufficient material attachment. He has not fully developed. But he knows one thing, that without Krishna consciousness, there is nothing in life. I have to do this process. And still he hears, all kind of 9 kind of devotional practices performed very nicely, watering the plant. Then he becomes what? Nishta, Ruchi. What the activities he is doing uh, under the force. I have to do. In the sense, he has attraction to material attachment also. But still he knows that this is the only thing I have to do. But slowly that he gets ruchi in this. So we have ruchi, but we have ruchi in material activities, right? That should be transformed into devotional practice. Oh, let me chant. Somebody can chant 192 rounds. Oh, okay. Or he can read for 8 hours. Bhagavatam. Or somebody can serve whole day. So this is ruchi. So one ruchi you have to do, get attracted to. So ruchi. Then asakti means I cannot live without it. So same Shraddha, fragile Shraddha has become so strong, and then slowly the flowers comes, asakti. And bhava basically the fragrant flower comes. So bhava is ecstatic love in just to develop. The fruit of love will come later. So bhava stage is the ecstasy. The effective portion of this devotional service is called bhava, ecstasy. So ecstasy is the first symptom of pure love for the personality of Godhead. That means you are almost reached there. But still there are small traces of material attraction. But they come and go. But you are fixed in bhav. The right association should be there. So there is all chance to fall down even in bhav stage. We know Bharat Maharaj. I mean, then he became deer and then Jada Bharat. So he was on the bhav stage. He left the entire kingdom. Never thought about it. So like that. So in this stage, one is sometimes found shedding the tears. So one can hear Bhagavatam Katha and then he starts naturally, automatically starts shedding tears or ecstasy comes. He's shivering in the body. So Ambarish Maharaj is actually, it is said, when he was put in difficulty by Dhruva Maharaj, Dhruva's Muni, what happened? He actually felt such kind of ecstasy. In the sense, he was so much attracted to Krishna, started thinking about Krishna, and his body started shivering and tears started flowing from his eyes. That is bhava. So, uh, these symptoms are actually visible by shivering body and shedding tears. After outward appearance of these ecstatic symptoms, they stay within the mind, and the continuation of ecstasy is samadhi. So, who can you give one example who went in samadhi for some time and then came back? So, Srivas Pandit was hearing Damodar Pandit, Srivas Thakur. So, he was hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, and by hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, he went to samadhi. Same shedding tear and shivering happened, and he went in samadhi. The devotees, not devotees, the people said, "Are is disturbance," because at that time might be some sahajas were present, so they thought, "Are ये सज है." तो उठा के उनका रोड में, they put him on the road out of the assembly. After a long time, he came into consciousness. "Are, where am I?" But he didn't never complained. He went back. So that is called samadhi. Within the mind, it stays. Shivering will stop, tears will stop, but in mind he is in samadhi. So this is ecstasy is possible in two ways. One way is by constant association with pure devotees. Other way is by special mercy of Krishna or by the mercy of pure devotee. Generally, it is attained by association of pure devotee. Very rarely, Krishna's mercy comes. So in special cases, there is a special favor of Krishna. And although we should always expect that, we should not sit idly and simply wait for Krishna's mercy. We should actually perform our regular duty of Krishna consciousness. Just like Prabhupada gave an example that if somebody, somebody can get honorary degree also, but one should not actually. This does not mean that one should not avoid. One should avoid school and expect the automatically honorary degree from some university. One should devotedly execute regular principle of devotional service. At the same time, expect hope for Krishna's favor. But more emphasis should be, I should do my duty. And oh Krishna, give me favor if you mercy. So the person actually performs his school and then graduation, then post-graduation, right? And then some by good activity, he may honorary get degree also. We should not wait for that. So Narad Muni's example is like he was so attracted to pure devotees. The Vedantis, I mean, the pure devotees came for 4 months, live in the ashrama where his mother was serving, and then he was serving them with so much great attention. And what happened? Because attention is the what? Attention is what is the detail of love? What is the statement? If you have love towards someone, then you should have attention in serving him, attention towards him. Now, you can't say I love you, but then you are not attentive to serve him, serve that particular like that. I forgot. Attention is detail or something like that. So the point here is the pure devotees recognized him. He is serving us. Huh? Attention is a sign of love, right? Serving in attention is an actual sign of love. So they recognize that this boy is serving us so nicely. So once only he asked, that, can I eat the remnants? They said, oh, why not? Even happily they gave. And they have so much mercy and love towards him, then the same nature came to him. He also started liking the Krishna's quality just by hearing. He was also attracted to Krishna's pastime. And then later what happened? He said that I am just by hearing the influence of modes of material ignorance and passion actually disappeared. I am feeling that I am personally firmly fixed in devotional service. Just by being with them and serving them like that. So one should associate with pure devotees who are engaged in morning and evening in the chanting of Hare Krishna. So pure devotees, what we have said that Nindadi Shunya Hridayam Ipsita Sangalabhya. What we should do? So pure devotees who are Ninda Shunya, never do what? Ninda of anybody. And always are serving Krishna and devotee, and always in the mood of serving Krishna. Hridayam Ipsita Sangalabhya. So we should aspire to get association of such pure devotees and serve them. So in the Padma Puran, there is a story of a neophyte devotee. In order to raise herself to ecstatic platform, she danced all night and invoked Lord's grace upon her. That is rare opportunity. For one night, she got mercy of Krishna. Right that. However, it is found that without undergoing any devotional practice, one all of a sudden develops a devotion for Lord Krishna. It is very rare. This sudden development of devotional attitude in a person must be understood as a special mercy of Krishna or devotee. So this causeless mercy is divided in three groups. Simply by speaking, simply by glancing, and simply by good wishes. So tell me this, which one is this? So Krishna to Narad Muni, he said, O best of the Brahmanas, I wish that you may develop unalloyed devotional service unto me, which is full of transcendental bliss and all auspicious. Skanda Puran says, statement about developing ecstatic love towards Krishna simply by glancing it. When the inhabitants of Jangal province saw the personality of Godhead, Krishna, they were so stricken with feeling that they could not withdraw their glance from him. So that is Krishna's simply by glancing. And to Narad Muni, he spoke to Narad Muni, O best of the Brahmana, I wish that you may develop. And third is simply by good wishes. And in the Shukra Samhita, it is said, Narada to Srila Vasudev, you have a son who is the greatest devotee of the Supreme Personality of God. And I can observe that without any following of the regulatory principle of devotion service, he is already enriched with so many of symptoms achieved by execution of devotional service from many, many births. So that is a good wish. This way we can get mercy. So, so even Prahlad Maharaj also has ecstatic love by the grace of Lord Krishna. When Narad Muni brought Kayadu from the clutch, I mean the demigod wanted to kill her because they thought, "Arey, ek si to ho nahi raha hai. Hiranyakashipu itna bar, he is giving us so bad time. This another demon is coming, going to come, so we'll want to kill him." But Narad Muni said he's a pure devotee. You cannot kill. So they circumambulated Kayadu. Just see how much faith they have in Narad Muni. That's why they are demigods. So they left. And then Narad Muni thought that let this my teaching go to this particular boy within the womb, so that he become a bhakta. That's why Prahlad became devotee, because he wished by the grace of Narad Muni, like that, simply by Narada's mercy. Then Parvat Muni actually tells to Narad Muni that Narad Muni also actually he says that you are of all saintly person, you are so great and glorious that simply by your good wishes, a low-born hunter also has become great elevated devotee of Lord Krishna. Who is Brigari? You know? He actually used to half kill animals. Later, he was so careful not to step on the ant, just because Narad Muni wished that or let him become a devotee. So this ecstatic love for Krishna can be divided into 5 divisions, which Rup Goswami will describe later. Now, chapter 18, character of one in ecstatic love. So Rup Goswami describes these characteristics. Can you read one by one?
He is always anxious. He tries his time in the devotional service of the God. He does not like to be idle.
Idle.
On service, always before hours of
तन्नाम रूप चरितादि सुकीर्तनानु स्मृत्यो क्रमेण रसना मनसी नियोज्य. 24 hours, what he does, तन्नाम रूप चरितादि smrutyo, so hearing and then remembering kirtan, all nama rupa charita. 24 hours a day one should plan so that he should do 9 processes of devotion. That's why it is said, these are the first character. Next, perseverant. Reserved and perseverant means he doesn't stop. Perseverant means 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day, continuously. Next,
He's always detached for all material attraction.
He has no material attraction. Fourth,
Does not want to
yes. So he doesn't even expect anything in return. Next, Rishikesh. Fifth,
he is always certain that Krishna will bestow his mercy.
so we will come now one the Sanskrit name for this. First, go through it. So he always expects mercy from Krishna. Next, he is always eager to serve Lord faithfully. Seventh, next, ninth,
He is very pleased to live in a place where the Lord's pastimes are performed. Example, Mathura, Vrindavan.
amazing. So these are the 9 characteristics of ecstatic love. First is utilization of time. Avyartha kalatvam. Avyartha kalatvam means he is so particular that not a single moment he wants to waste in material activity. He's completely focused. Avyartha. Vyartha means to spend unnecessarily. Avyartha kalat. So within his mind always he is thinking of Krishna, and with the body he either offers obeisances by bowing down before deity or engages in some other services. So Rishikena Rishik is completely focused. So and next come perseverance means Shanti. Shanti means like King Parikshit, that he was been attacked. I mean, he was cursed to die in 7 days, but he was not bewildered. He is not undisturbed. So just imagine people. I mean, even somebody is sacked from the job. He thinks that he is dead. I mean, you know, he can find another job, but just a change in our life, small change, people are shattered. Actually, this happens, right? Just imagine I mean, somebody is told 7 days, you are dead. What kind of disturbance in life, But the devotees are very perseverance. They are not disturbed by any mundane change because they know today or tomorrow or day after or many years, everybody has to die. Those who have taken birth in this world, nobody has survived. Okay? So he knows that. So he's such a surrendered soul that he thinks, oh, I have what? How much time I have? Avyartha kala. So he has that particular activity also. So without getting disturbed, he says, oh, all the sages, please describe me all the activities of Lord Krishna, because now I have taken shelter of the Ganges, which is nothing but the water washed of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. So I'm not worried about the curse of the Brahmana's son. I don't mind about it. Now the only request is at the last moment of life, all of you will kindly chant the holy name of Vishnu so that I may realize his transcendental qualities. So these two, then comes virakti, means detachment. So this we have to develop simultaneously. How generally virakti will happen? When we become attached to Krishna. We cannot be without being attached to Krishna. We have to become attached. The tendency of soul is to get attached. If nobody is there, he can get attached to dog and cat. Are you getting it? It's a tendency of someone. So unless we are fully attached to somebody, we can't be detached with somebody else. So both the material world we are attached to right now. So how can we become detached from the material world? We have to become attached to Krishna. So Bharat Maharaj's case is there. He was so attached to Krishna that he thought that by actually doing this kingship, I am wasting my time. I am not fully uh, spending my time in devotional practice. Let me give it up. So it is said that when he gave up, so uh, it is said when somebody passes a stool, he never looks back. Yo, what kind of what I left? He said it's a refuge. You know that way he left entire kingdom, the family, friends, children, entire kingdom, just like they were untouchable stools. That means that this example, why this example is given? Because somebody can understand. Because everybody knows, nobody even think about it. That way, a person should be detached. And the thought why he left, because he have want to spend entire time for devotion. Avyartha kala. Then come pridelessness, mana shunyata. So devotee, in spite of possessing all the qualities of pure realization, is not proud of his position. He is prideless. In Padma Puran, there is a king Bhagirath. He was emperor of all other kings, but he developed such an ecstatic love for Krishna that he became a mendicant and went out begging even to the homes of his political enemies and untouchable. He was so humble that he respectfully bowed down before them. So it naturally what happens actually when you beg to persons inimical to you, you will get thrashed and people will call you an ill name, But still, he said no. So the mana shunyata, he was not expecting any kind of uh, respect from anybody. Mana shunyata. So one has to tolerate such insults for the sake of Krishna. The devotee of Krishna can accept any position in the service of Krishna. Mana shunyata. So while serving, we should never think, "Arey, पिछला नया वाला आ गया, ये हो गया." So pride. What happens is when we serve for a long time, when we progress, but this mana, pride, this is a subtle lust, right? Oh, how can I have not? I was not been respected. He is the new guy. He was garlanded. So that shows that we have anartha traces. We have to work on it. So mana shunyata. So gross sex will go by performing devotional service long time, but subtle sex like puja la pratishtha, it will take long time. These are subtle traces. We won't be able to find them. The person in that particular stage doesn't realizes that he has that. At least we can understand. Oh, we are becoming lusty. Then we have to work on it. A person who comes to that level, he doesn't think that I am, because take an example of our Daksha. He says, I am not talking out of envy, but this is dang, dang, dang. He smashes Lord Shiva. So he thinks it's normal. He became so proud because he was a leader of Prajapati. So he said, I am not saying out of pride or envy. That itself is the statement is the person of a proud nature. That we have to understand. Then comes great hope, Asha Bandha. While practicing devotional service scrutinizingly, he always thinks that Krishna will bestow his mercy to me. Strong conviction that one will certainly receive the favor of him. Because Krishna says, Sarva dharman parityaja mam ekam charanam vraj. Aham tvam sarva papebhyo moksha ishyami vasucha. So Rup Goswami says that I have no love for Krishna, nor for the causes of developing love for Krishna. That is the process of Bhakti Yoga. It is lacking in me like that. But I simply wish and hope that some way or other I may be able to approach your lotus feet of Krishna. This hope is giving me pain because I think myself quite incompetent to approach that devotional goal of life. So this is a Asha Bandh. One should continue to hope against hope that somewhere or other he will be able to approach lotus feet of Krishna. Although he is not capable of right now, but still he should hope and perform bhakti. Then comes eagerness for achieving the desired success. Samutkantha. Samutkantha means one should be eager for achieving desired success. Samutkantha. Intense eagerness means Samutkantha. In Krishna Karanamrut, the book by Bilvamangal Thakur, he says, I am eagerly waiting to see that boy of Vrindavan, whose bodily beauty is captivating the whole universe, whose eyes are always bounded by black eyebrows and expanded like lotus petals, and who is always eagerly glancing over his devotees, and therefore moving slightly here and there. His eyes are always moist, his lips are colored like copper, and through those lips there comes a sound vibration which drives one madder than a mad elephant. I want so much to see him at Vrindavan. So it is complete eagerness. So actually, this eagerness is the prize for achieving success in Krishna consciousness. So eagerness is also called laulyam. So the materialist is so much eager to get wealth. He spends sleepless nights in wealth. He will die though. That way, we should be eager to see Krishna, to serve Krishna. Then come attachment to chanting holy name. Nam Gane Sada Ruchi. Nam Gane Sada Ruchi means always eager, attachment. Ruchi means attachment. So it is said by one of the associates of Radharani, O Lord Govinda, the girl who is the daughter of King Rishabhanu is now shedding tears. And she is anxiously chanting your holy name. Krishna, Krishna. So 100 years. Can you imagine the way Radharani was in the mood, Radharani's mood? Always chanting Krishna's name, anxious. Asakti tad guna khyane. Asakti, attachment again. Eagerness, sorry. To describe the Lord's transcendental qualities. Guna akhyane. To speak qualities of Lord. Asakti tad guna khyane. What shall I do for Krishna, who is pleasing beyond all pleasurable conceptions and who is naughtier than all restless? The idea of Krishna's beautiful activities is attracting my heart, and I do not know what I can do. Krishna Karna. Priti stad vasati stale. Attraction for living in a place where Krishna has his pastime. Priti stad vasati stale. To stay in Krishna. So, just like we go for so many yatras, right? So, we should be eager to live in Vrindavan, Mayapur, Mathura. Pure devotee of Krishna always resides in district of Mathura and Vrindavan and visits all places where Krishna's pastimes were performed. They are eternally happening there. So we should actually discuss that. So one day we will be able to see that. So this attachment is there. Um, so there are many so-called devotees who artificially thinks of Krishna's pastime, known as Ashtakalika Leela. Ashtikalika. Sometimes one may artificially imitate these, pretending that Krishna is talking with them in the form of a boy, or else one may pretend that Radharani and Krishna both have come to him and are talking with him. So few people who do not have any knowledge about spiritual activities, they may get immediately attracted to, oh, he's so advanced. However, as soon as an experienced devotee sees all this caricature, he can immediately evaluate such rascaldom. If such a pretender is sometimes seen possessing imitative attachment to Krishna, that will not be accepted as real attachment. So our pantha is हे राधे व्रज देवी के चलते हे नंद सुनो कुत. तो पूछ रहे कि वेर आर यू कृष्णा राधा रानी नंद महाराज. Then we are not with them. We are longing to see you. So that is the name. So it's not cheap. So this imitative attachment can be divided into two headings. One is shadow attachment, and second is para, transcendental attachment. If someone without undergoing the regulative principle of devotional service or without being guided by a bona fide spiritual master shows such imitative attachment, is called shadow attachment. Pratibimba, shadow. Sometimes it is found that a person actually attached to material enjoyment or salvation has the good fortune to associate with pure devotee. Just imagine, even salvation, liberation is also not, this is compared with material attachment only. While they are engaged in chanting the holy name of Lord, by good grace of Lord, one may also cooperate and join in chanting. At that time, simply by association of pure devotees, the moonlight rays from their hearts reflect on him, and by the influence of pure devotees, he may show some likeness of attachment caused by inquisitiveness. But this is very flickering. And if by the manifestation of such shadow attachment one feels the disappearance of all material pangs, it is called para attachment. So, one for by fortune comes in pure devotee association. By the influence of that, one may get, see, the Krishna consciousness is there in everybody's heart, but it is supta, dormant stage. But some very powerful person comes, then it can be revived also, but not fully, but somebody is not fully attached, I mean, fully detached from the material world. But for the time being, he may become inquisitive, then again fall back. That is shadow attachment. But somebody who actually holds it to it and उसको fan करता है, that fire, and becomes fire, then it can become, he can actually get rid of this material pangs. The example is, we can give many examples. Think about it. Next, so now, as attachment can be invoked by association of pure devotees, so attachment can also be extinguished by offenses committed at the lotus feet of pure devotee. So those unqualified person can become qualified by association of pure devotees. That means powerful is pure devotees are very powerful. Similarly, by offense to this powerful devotee, this particular bhava, I mean ecstasy, can also be extinguished also by becoming offensive. Example is given that this one commits offense is one shadow attachment, then can be extinguished. This extinguishing is like the waning of the full moon, which gradually decreases and at last becomes dark. So moon is there, waxing moon, full moon, then waning moon. So he doesn't understand. Overnight he doesn't fall down. But slowly that offense works. He loses taste in chanting, hearing, and associating with devotees, and then getting material attachments. He gets again attracted to material activities and then becomes dark life. One should therefore be very careful while associating with pure devotees to guard against committing an offense at their lotus. Example is given, a Dvivida. Dvivida is a monkey who was associate of Lord Ram, who helped Lord Ram in fighting with Ravana. But he was offensive to Lakshmana. So entire Treta Yuga, he had that mentality, and in Dwapar Yuga, he became his friends were demons, Mara, Narakasura, and all. So Divida again, the Lakshman became Lord Balaram. So he actually attacked Lord Balaram. Then Lord Balaram had to kill him. So just imagine a associate of Lord can become a demon. Enemy of Lord by offending devotee. Okay. So transcendental attachment, either shadow or para, can be nullified different degrees of offenses at the lotus feet of pure devotees. If the offense is very serious, then one's attachment becomes almost nil. If the offense is not very serious, one's attachment can become second class or third class. If someone becomes attached to principle of salvation or to merging into the existence of Brahmajyoti, his ecstasy is gradually diminished into shadow or para attachment, or else transform into the principles of Angropasana. Angropasana means a living entity when he begins spiritual realization by identifying himself with the Supreme Lord. In the sense, uh, technically is called monism. Monist seeing himself one with the Supreme Lord, because he does not differentiate between himself and the Supreme Lord. It is his view that by worshipping himself, he is worshipping the Supreme Lord. So, Achinta Bheda Abheda Tattva, So we are one with Krishna, but we are simultaneously different than Krishna. So one in quality, but different in quantity. So this monist more focus on Abhed, that is oneness, right? But we have to have a balance. We have Achinta Bheda Abheda Tattva. So monists, because they stuck into that, oh, we are part and parcel, that means we are Krishna. So we are same quality like. If, however, it is seen that a person has developed high standard of devotion without having undergone even the regulative principle, it is to be understood that his status of devotion service was achieved in a former life. So there are ways in which a person can reach to the higher level. The one level is what? We can see that there is a progressive march towards perfection. So suddenly if somebody say, oh, he has just joined and showing ecstatic advanced features, that means in previous life he has already done it. So like Vritrasura was a demon, but Andhra was so shocked that he is speaking Vaishnava philosophy to me. So like that. So that has to be seen. The conclusion is that steady progress in devotional service can be attained only in the association of pure devotees. Right? And then it is said that Krishna, in Bhagavad Gita, it is said, devotee who has unflinching faith in devotion of Lord, even if sometimes found to be accidentally deviated from pure devotional characteristics, should be counted among the pure devotee. Apiche suduracharo bhajate mam ananyava. Sadhureva samantavya samyak vyavasito. So it is up to Krishna to see what is happening in his life. Krishna will never leave him. So, neha bhikramana asusti pratyavayano vidyate. But his progress stops there. Doesn't, for long time, then again he has to revive that. So Krishna doesn't leave him. So Narsimha Puran says, if person has completely engaged his mind, body, and activities in the service of Lord, but externally he is found to be engaged in some abominable activities. These abominable activities will surely be very quickly vanquished by the influence of his staunch devotional practice. Example is that on the full moon there are some spots which may appear to be pock marks. Still, the illumination spread by the full moon cannot be checked. Similarly, a little fault in the midst of volumes of devotional service is not at all to be counted as a fault. Attachment for Krishna is transcendental bliss. Amid unlimited volumes of transcendental bliss, a spot of some material defect cannot cannot act in any way. So this is the hope. I mean, the sense one should, if suppose offense happened, immediately what we have to do? Ask forgiveness, do tapasarya, please him, and then we can get rid of that. So because we are a human means we will commit mistakes. But mistakes mean we have to check the mistake. So that we don't have to become fearful, but we have to become alert. Being alert is important. So that way we respect a particular person, the way he should be respected. And that way, chapter 19 says devotional service in pure love of God. So if so we have already checked this. So generally, till anartha nivritti, most of the time we'll respect everybody as, oh Prabhu, Prabhu, Hare Krishna, because we know they have very nice qualities. But after Nishta, generally sufficient quantity, then we'll start competing. In the sense, we may. So one way we have become perfect in spiritual practices, Nishta, but then subtle traces, like pride, they will manifest. Till anartha nivritti, our attachment to material activities, we have to struggle. अरे ये नहीं जा रहा है, वो नहीं जा रहा, चाय नहीं जा रहा, यानी जो भी, not चाय in higher stage, but in Nishtha level, we'll have to more deal with the inner aspects of bhakti. How Krishna wants to deal with devotees, his devotees. That attitude we have to accept. Okay, something happened with some devotee. Then how I should behave with him? I should see that how Krishna wants us to behave with him. That should be the outcome, not the way I should. How Krishna would have dealt with this particular devotee now, right? That way we should be. So that is the subtlety that will bring us to Nishtha, Ruchi, and Asakti. Because Krishna reciprocates with our activities, our dealings with devotees. Simple. How we are progress, this is the landmark. Litmus test. How we deal with devotees and how we are attached to his holy name, chanting holy name. It's reciprocal. If you are good in chanting, your dealing with devotees will be very nice. And the way you are dealing with devotees very nicely, your chanting will be nice. Again, like this will go on. The moment you behave wrongly with devotees, your chanting will get affected. If chanting will be affected, you furthermore will deal with devotee wrongly. Like that. And so you see bhava, and then bhava stage, and then prema means that actually at bhava stage, our bhakti lata has already traveled through the material Brahmanda sphere, then Brahma Jyoti, and then spiritual world, and taken shelter at Lord's lotus feet, bhava stage, completely. And then prema means the tree has actually now fruits and flowers and fruits. And that fruit you can eat and you can taste it from within in this spiritual material world also. Prema. The pure devotees, they can. Right? And then when Krishna wish, then we can go back. So that is the prema. So that stage, there is nothing like, then he thinks this material world is also Krishna's property as the spiritual world is. There is no spiritual material for him. Everything is Krishna's property. Isha Vastam Idam Sarva. So that stage comes when we see everything is Krishna's property. It should be utilized in his service for his pleasure. I am also included in that. Hare Krishna. So this ends our Nectar of Devotion. I will provide you the questions for today's classes. Today's class. There is one question by Lata Mataji. Till the wait time, I will stop the recording.